on crypto Twitter and any Discord channel. It's about the value that you bring, and the more focused you are on meaning making, the more likely somebody is to exchange energy or ether or fiat currency with you. So I came in contact with a small budding community of crypto artists at the time, headed up by Stella Bell and Julia Ponsford, Alien Honey, and Vache Morte, and a number of others. And it was the only crypto art community that I was aware of at the time. Very early and very unimpressive, too loose to be called anything significant. This is right after the advent of CryptoKitties, and punks were like, a shadow, a glimmer in the corner or something. They weren't considered to be interesting or valuable really at all. It was just kind of a thing that somebody did, and Rare Pepes and all of that stuff was around at the time, but there was nothing really notable. So it was a different environment, a different psychology behind crypto art and what NFTs were at the time. It was kind of pathetic, to be completely honest. There was no talent in the way that you see today. There's just this overabundance of crazy, obviously, but not going anywhere. But yeah, it was more just like, friends kind of tossing ideas together and looking at ways to set each other free and bring more people in. So this Slaw the Corn scalability model, Slaw the Corn was this group, small collective that Stella Bell had set up. And, I was looking for a way to bring value to that small collective. And I had some design chops and, a mind for community development and stuff like that. So I put together this image to kind of explain to everybody all in one place how to think. So this is like a progressive decentralization model. You have to have a core group of people. That maybe this is like the early kind of layout for or roadmap for a DAO even. So you have to have a core group of people that hold the thing together. You have to have people who love what they do, who are interested in what they're bringing to the table, because that's the seed, that's the first fire that's lit, and they have to keep the candle burning when things get rough and stuff. So there was a core group of artists of maybe 5 people or 4 people, and then there were a bunch of new artists coming to Steemit because you can monetize your social media, and it was a way for them to show their artwork. And so you could set up Steemit contests and attract whales to come in and use their what's called Steem power. It's basically their voting power to kind of signal boost one of these contests, and therefore, like, the rewards on the back end were pretty huge to whomever won the contest, right? So, there has to be some governance in all of these things, and there has to be a little bit of centralization. But for the most part, all of the art that we were working with, like we agreed, was, just free for anybody. If we created something for a contest or something and somebody wanted to take it and remix it or whatever, it's just no real ego or governance in that system. So started there, and then I met another dude who was developing an RPG on EOS, and EOS was Dan Larimer's project. Dan Larimer helped to develop Steemit, which has since been kind of taken over by the enemy, if you will. So yeah, Larimer went on with a number of other guys to develop EOS, which I still think is incredibly promising with Wax and working with Block One and all of the agility that they offer, I think, is cool, but you've got to get people off of that Ethereum standard, which I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily believe that that's a great idea or something that we want to do at this point. But EOS is a production chain, very much like Ethereum, but it's very agile, and that was something that I was really interested in at the time. So I was working with this friend of mine who was developing this game, Cepheus. Basically, it's like this AI, ship that controls a fleet, throughout the galaxy, and you have to show up every 24 hours and take your turn. And this microeconomic concept was very early and prescient, I think. All right.
There it is. Oh.
Nope. Okay,
nice.
So it's this.
Yep, it's on now.
Okay, cool. All right. So in context, what I was just saying, this was an early model for an in-game EOS blockchain RPG economy, and yeah, if you wanted to work out some of the kinks in your own little microeconomic development, you can take a screenshot of this and use this as a model. It's loose, and obviously it's just an infographic, so it's not going to solve all your problems. But this is the thinking, and this was 2018, and I am at the time I didn't really know what all this was going to turn into. So at the time I was just like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense, and why wouldn't we do it this way? And lo and behold, this is kind of the thing now. It's what every artist, I think, hopes to achieve in the long term, providing or building a community, and then providing governance and meaning and value back to that community to create a sustainable long-term entity. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of where I started. In 2018, I showed at the Bitcoin conference in Miami, the North American Bitcoin conference, and I sold. I don't have that piece at the moment, but let's just turn that off for a second. Hold on a second. Okay, so in 2018, I showed a canvas print, an unsigned canvas print at the North American Bitcoin conference. It was a 36-inch print by like 16, something like that. So it was not a substantial piece of artwork or anything. I mean, the art was very involved, but the size and everything was not anything to write home about. And the guy who commissioned me had taken it there and met some guy that was working with Rare Pepes. And I didn't really know what was involved in the sale. I still haven't seen anything come of it, but it occurs to me now that I think the rights to the image were probably sold along with the canvas itself. But yeah, half a Bitcoin at that time, Bitcoin was $11,000 or something. That was my first really significant sale, and kind of kept the fire burning, I think, for the potential that existed in crypto art, and I think what was coming, what we're experiencing now. So anyway, what I have been doing most of my life that I brought to NFTs is this style of work. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that this is. Can you guys see that? Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's shown.
Okay. All right. So highly highly detailed, psychedelic artworks. This basically is the result of like 7 or 8 different plant hallucinogens.
Is that a coca leaf in their hand?
That right there is chacruna, which is a DMT containing plant. And then over here on the other side, you can see this vine that's coming out of his hand.
Mimosa?
So, no, mimosa is a different species. It also contains DMT. This particular leaf is a chacruna leaf, though. So in the Amazon, the recipe for ayahuasca is essentially the ayahuasca vine and the chacruna leaf. So that has been a goal of mine with my art, is kind of preserving knowledge in some way. This would mean absolutely nothing to anybody who wasn't interested or knew what they were looking at. But it's there. And then there are a number of like elements from trips I've had. You can see this circle of people laying down at the bottom here with the mushrooms growing out of their face. Here's the Bufo alvarius toad. This is like the DMT realm up here. And then San Pedro, this little cactus identified by its flower, and the hummingbird is like the totem animal of it. So yeah, that's a big focus of mine. This was kind of like my magnum opus piece. It's like 15,000 pixels tall. And it took about 13 or 14 months to complete, not working on it every day, but you look at it at this size and it's kind of like whatever. But I mean, I was in there, detailing everything. This image is a bit smaller, so it gets pixelated, but yeah, I spent a lot of time making sure that my viewer feels respected. So yeah, that's that. From visionary art and early NFTs, I began to think about utility. Like, I want to have an on-chain presence perpetually, and there will be some artists that last and just they make it with their artwork, but the number is so small that it's almost insane to compete with that. And the style of my artwork kind of sets it up for maybe experiences, things that can be beheld in VR. There's a lot more opportunity to create meaning, I think, when you're focused on immersive experiences. So I've been looking at the potential for utility, like how do I take what I do and turn it into something that can be used. And I came across Nature VR, Reneo, and their avatar. They would go through VR chat and all these different worlds, like taking selfies of them, in front of these majestic landscapes. And it was a really fascinating way of creating interest, And so I started talking to them, and they introduced me to Toxim, who is coming up. And we spoke maybe, I don't know, 2 messages in Discord or something. And I got the sense that he wasn't too interested in giving away the tricks of the trade or the secrets or whatever. So, but kind enough. But it was inspiring seeing what he was doing with Ethmen, and like the multi-platform kind of cross-world applicability and usability. All of that stuff is so far ahead of the game that it's kind of ridiculous. And so I had my work cut out for me. People came into the scene and sucked all the air out of the room, and then it was just like that was a massive kind of catalyst for figuring out whether I was going to continue on chain or return to what I knew. And I had made a mistake in 2018, after all of the currencies deflated and people were throwing themselves off of buildings and everything. I said, okay, I'm just going to go back to what I know. And I should have stayed. Had I stayed, I would have been so far out ahead of where I am now that I can't even really get my head around it. But I made the decision when people came in, the competition just ramped up. It was so hard to capitalize on people's attention because it was so scarce, and the number of collectors weren't growing at the same rate as the number of artists who were coming in wanting to make $1 million, and it became very, very difficult to sustain oneself just by creating artwork and tokenizing it. It's a very limited model, both for use cases of NFTs and for sustainability as an artist. You're better off having client work than thinking you're going to sell every single art NFT you put out. I think a lot of artists understand that. So it's pretty important to acknowledge that, soak that up, and take that as a reality. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not doing it right. It's that you're dealing with scarcity of attention. There's only so much attention to go around, and if you don't have the right network, the community support, the right eyes on you, you haven't had enough time to develop the correct relationships, then you're going to find it very difficult to be selling anything. So I took that as I have a number of very nice relationships with collectors, but I want I want something to fall back on, and I also want to be thinking out ahead of the game too. So that was where the avatars came in. It just seemed logical at that point, seeing what Toxin was doing, and the completely open territory. Nobody was really claiming it except for crypto avatars. Like there are other people that are doing it, but they were like the only ones that really got it and really understood what was going on. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go down that road, and it doesn't need to be a copy of what they're doing. I can do my own thing. I can focus on Somnium space. And so yeah, I'll just share this video. This is where I'm at now. I put this together last night. If the music plays, I hope it doesn't, but if the music plays, forgive it. It's just showcasing this thing for a client of mine. It's kind of cheesy, but yeah, let's see if we can check this out here.
Do you choose Somnium just because there's better VR utility currently?
It's let's see, I'm gonna shut that down there. 1 second, please. I choose Somnium because yes, that, and I really like the team, and it's still like the Wild West, like it's undiscovered to a huge degree. And a lot of these other places, I felt like I was going to run into the same issues that are being experienced when somebody drops their first NFT on Foundation or OpenSea, right? Like you just get drowned out. And there are ways around that. You have to show up every day. You have to be constantly building stuff. But for the most part, Somnium is like open season, so I made the decision. I'm like, I need to get a plot of land there. And I found an investor, and we found this like incredible deal, like a waterfront parcel just outside of the city center. And we pulled the trigger on it. Picked it up for like 5 Ether when, it was like $500 a coin or something. So we got in like just at the right time. Some of this land is selling for god awful amounts of money now, and it's not all about the money, but it also is. Like every single thing on the blockchain has something to do with currency. So obviously, it's something that we need to deal with here. But ultimately, I think that should be used to deploy your freedom and increase your liberty. And so, yeah, I chose Somnium because it's kind of open season and it hasn't caught fire yet. And the team is completely devoted, like every single step, every single moment of every day to get this thing up to first it was getting it to a tolerable level. The initial experience there was super glitchy, and it was hard to see how this would play in. And I mean, man, they have just brought it a long way. There's still a lot of stuff to work out, and there's a long way to go. But yeah, deploying the Somnium worlds, I mean, people can build kind of contained little AAA games on one of their parcels. You know, you just walk into a different dimension, and it opens you up into a whole new world. So I was thinking about ways to like partner with these builders. And I was like, yeah, I love character development, and so I want to build avatars to be able to be used in these Somnium worlds, ultimately building objects that, you know, people could come to my parcel, retrieve an object, like I'd be like a blacksmith in Legend of Zelda or something. People come to my parcel, retrieve an object that they need for a specific world, go and accomplish a task there, you know, get the rupees or the Somnium cubes or another item that they can go to another world with and use that there to accomplish objectives. Like ultimately what we're looking at is building economies, integrated economies, and use cases for digital assets. But yeah, in the near term future, you know, you're looking at objects with attributes, objects that do things, that have status, that have, you know, attack abilities, or, you know, magic, summoning powers, things like that. So, you know, that's all on the horizon. And Somnium is definitely the best position to pull that off at this moment, regardless of whether Epic Games creates a metaverse or whatever. I mean, these guys have, you know, Museum of Crypto Art in there, and Squiggle DAO, and Ferocious, and Trevor Jones. Like, there's just all of this amazing talent that I think is not really recognized.
You'd bet on them over Decentraland?
I don't know that I don't know that it's necessarily like a competition. I think that the metaverse is big enough for everybody. But yes, I put my money here because that seems to me the most intelligent thing to do. I mean, Decentraland's, you know, just open up the Sotheby's experience and everything. Like, yeah, I mean, each of these things has utility. They all have, you know, they're going to attract certain types of people. But Somnium is like something that probably like a year from now or 2 years from now is when we're really talking. Like, they need to streamline their user experience.
It's still in infancy stage.
Yeah. There are a whole bunch of things, you know, integration and just user friendliness, user experience. All of these things need to be worked out, I think, for something like a mass adoption to occur. But right now, to me, the graphics capability, the vision of the team is like where I want to be. It's like right up my alley. So yeah. So I'll just play this like quick little video. It's super choppy. Like, I'm scrolling around this is not in VR. This is in the 2D world. I mean, this is the persistent world, but I'm in 2D in this video. So I'm like scrolling around. It's going to be choppy and stuff, but it'll give you an idea of like how to deploy utility. I mean, it's a logical process of development. So can you see that? You can't see it. God damn it.
We can see it. We can see it.
Oh, you can? Okay. Excuse my language.
McKenna much machine.
So you can see the little dude running around then?
Yeah.
Yep. Running through the fields.
So this is the first avatar that I built. I think seeing him in world is really a massive step up for me. But I can also see like some of the design flaws and stuff, right? Like that the bar of light on his head might be a little bit too thick or something. But yeah, it was a challenge, man. Like, you know, you get the rig in there and then the animation start and then all your polygons collapse on themselves. So I had to figure out like a solution for the joints, and you know, it was a hell of a process. But yeah, so I just tooled around quickly last night. This video is made in like,
this all looks really good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, you know.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this in Somnium.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful place, and what's cool about it is you have so much like high quality talent that's there. Well, I wouldn't say so much, but the talent that is coming that's really utilizing it for, I think, its potential. The people that are coming understand that like they're immediately engaged with contributing to the quality of the experience of the world. So, when Natural Warp got there, over a year ago or whatever, it was just a bunch of ad space and gun shows and stuff, right? And he decided to step in and rent as many parcels of land as he could to showcase visionary art. And he was directly engaged with the quality of the space moving forward, and that brings engagement, and that brings eyes to the place. And so I've kind of taken that approach with Somnium. I want to be directly responsible for whatever I contribute there, so I want it to be my best work, because I have a vested interest in it doing well, and I want to see continued advancements, continued upgrades. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. That's 30 minutes right there.
Yeah, super awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for showing this, Eloh. Really
sure.
happy to see everything that's going on in Somnium too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rad.
Yeah, they've really come a long way, man. I mean, it's just gorgeous. You hit these moments where, especially in VR, like you'll hit this particular section of landscape and you turn around and you're like, wow, this is phenomenal, and I haven't experienced that in any of the other ones. VR Chat had this crazy rollout with a Japanese partner. They built this like festival or marketplace for like a week, and it was just incredible. I've never seen anything like it, and I think that set the bar. But it disappeared after a week, So it's really nice to see one of these metaverses like pushing the boundaries and being fully on chain, understanding the ethos of everything. So
100%. So Eloh, man, thank you so much for joining us and sharing about everything from plant medicine earlier on in your talk to psychedelics, visionary art, and then getting into the metaverse and everything that you're doing there. But we definitely need to talk more, man. I was vibing very, very hard with everything you're saying.
right on. Hey, who is this? Who was just speaking just now?
Oh, this is Matthew.
Oh, hi.
From the WIP.
Okay, I can see
and all
you.
that stuff.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out. I mean, if anybody has any questions, I don't have a ton of time, but if you're interested in moving in that direction, I have, I wouldn't say it's expertise, but I can definitely get you up to speed with development and stuff. And if I can't do it, I could point you in the direction of somebody that could. I don't know when Toxim joined, but I gave you a couple shout outs there, man. Yeah, again, he kind of inspired a lot of this thinking, as well as Colburn Bell. I mean, Mocha, it just, these guys who know what they're doing. It's like utility is definitely the future. I mean, you can't just depend on wallflowers and stuff. I mean, your stuff should do something. I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, totally. Are you open for hire, by the way?
Not right now. Maybe later this year. But so I've got a business that I'm dubbing Gods of Hyperspace. The idea is like to give people the opportunity to step into an experience as like a legendary figure or a machine elf or something like that. So my parcel in Somnium, I'll be showcasing one of my murals and then 4 of these avatars, and that's launching in August, and I've got my work cut out for me. I don't know if I'm going to pull it off, but I'm going to try. So between now and then, no, but perhaps later this year, if you guys are interested in having somebody build an avatar for you, that would be Toxim would be your way to go, crypto avatars. And then also the Somnium Discord, there are a bunch of brilliant guys in there too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna write
Awesome.
you.
Well, thank you once again, Eloh.
yeah. Well, I'll let you go. I know you guys got other stuff going on.
Yeah, it's that time of the week to kick off the WIP, but big shout out again to Eloh, as well as Chippy Yogi, who week in, week out keeps bringing back super, super interesting speakers, musician acts. I'm loving the pre-WIP shows. It makes me show up even earlier than I normally do. So shout out Chippy Yogi there.
Yeah, guys.
So again, for everyone listening.
Go ahead. Sorry. I'll mute.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to go into the intro. If you want to close out, that's all good too.
Yeah, and I'm good. Just thanks for showing up, everybody. Thanks for having me, Trippy Yogi. Appreciate it, guys. I gotta sign off. Actually, I gotta head out. But thank you.
Cool. Again, this is Matthew. Welcome back to everyone for another Thursday WIP. Look forward to this every single week. We had a fantastic intro with Eloh. We have a stack show. Like Eloh was shouting out multiple times, we have Toxam who will kick off everything, talking specifically about the MetaTrip events that he started to work on over in Decentraland. Really excited to get some insight into that and hopefully funnel a bunch of the WIP fam over there for the meta trips. We also have Jeremy coming back talking about an update at Leyline, and we have Lawson and Metamic from RaRa here to talk about their social auction app as well as demo it for everyone here in attendance today. Really stoked for that. And of course, stick around after the updates for the Afties by show. Looking forward to that. Another part of the WIP that I just look forward to every single week. For everyone that's in CryptoVoxels, we're back at the trusty TokenSmart amphitheater. It's been a while since we were here, and it's a trip to come back. Brings back a lot of memories. Really, really thankful for everyone showing up today. The WIP fam is every single event, every single Thursday we meet up, we're making history. I feel like these days a lot of people are talking about DAOs and governance and things like that. And honestly, the WIP fam has been a DAO since day one. We just don't call ourselves a DAO. We have a whole crew that works and puts everything together. Rizzle always does way better shout outs than me, so I'll save the shout outs for the WIP crew for Rizzle when I pass the mic to him. But everyone here that collects the whale, the WIPsea, all the other airdrops, I mean, you're participating in a DAO. And I feel like the more people realize that, the more people realize you don't have to just be super nerdy, protocol governance focused DAO like a lot of people keep focusing on. It's not about governance, not about votes. It's about participation. It's about having fun. It's about building things and creating things and inspiring people. And that's who we focus on in terms of bringing on guests. And that's how we like to grow the WIP. So with that, I'll pass the mic to my dude Rizzle. We'll get everyone hype and we can get the WIP started from there.
Yo, excuse me. Thank you, man. Let's see. We'll do like a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you guys hop in world. Yeah, throwback to the TokenSmart amphitheater. We're going to do a photo op afterwards like we've been doing each week. Paradox has just been crushing it with these videos. If you haven't seen him, you got to check out his Twitter feed. He's been posting the old ones each week, but he's also cranking out new ones. And I feel like this one's, I don't think we've all actually gone to the bar in the amphitheater before. So I'm feeling like, maybe after this event is over, maybe we always need a drink while we're listening to show. So I don't know. I'm not trying to tell Paradox what to do, but it seems appropriate. I don't know. Always, maybe. Okay, hang on. While I'm doing this, I'm going to post the big WIP drop in the Jack's Hideout channel just below this one. I did not mess up the command, so you should be able to hit that little thing. I don't even know. What is this thing? This kazoo or party thing, bouquet, whatever. Hit that thing. You get the big WIP drop. Come back to the WIP channel. And yes, I did confirm with... Party Popper. All right, cool. I did confirm with Syncos that he is in the Voxel sweatshop working on tons of amazing wearables for us, and he gave us a teaser, and they're going to be sick. And so we're going to dump those things into the WIP and TokenSmart storefront. You'll be able to redeem your WIPsea for them, and now gas is not like horribly awful, so it should only cost you like $1 or $2 in transaction fees to like get some awesome stuff that we're going to be populating the store with. So make sure you claim the WIP drop and linger for the rain that comes up. Let's see what else we got. Yes, hop in world for the group shot. Bunch of awesome stuff coming up later on. The Cypher is on weekly on Thursdays, Bullish Bearish with Connie and My World. Special Jack's Hideaway event, they've been crushing it on a regular basis with these jazz events. So make sure you check out all the things. But in the meantime, super honored to share the stage with like true innovators and movers and shakers in this space. I mean, between Toxam, Jeremy from Leyline, and the RaRa crew, like we've only got people doing like incredible, amazing, innovative things. And you know, 60 Minutes can go F themselves, man. I'm going to try not to rant too much about it, but yo, they're putting out a 2-part Metaverse documentary and somehow left the oldest, longest standing Metaverse meetup out of the 60 Minutes. They're putting out a 2-part Metaverse documentary, and we are conspicuously absent. So F that. How dare they? So I didn't invite any of the celebs. I didn't invite them to this WIP meetup. I didn't invite any reporters. We'll just do it ourselves, right? Big shout out to everybody who put this together. Yeah, and Matt is absolutely right. It's a community effort. It takes a crew. Easy, Paradox, Trippy, Show, Timmy, Tubador, Alex, Guts Berserk, GB, Grev, Conwolf, Carolina Duh, obviously Sandy, Meow Meow, Drago Nate, Trizlet, Quigbell. I'm forgetting people. There's a ton of people who are in the community who are just as crucial as the crew that's in here all the time helping us out. So thank you all so much for being here. And with that, I'm gonna talk Sam. The feeling is mutual, man. Being here long, a year, 2 years is like 20,000 crypto years. So that's how you become an OG. So talk Sam, man. Take the mic from me, dude. Or try to. I'll try and throw it to you. I think I'm still stuck on stage waving. Is Toxam whacked? Toxam is not whacked.
Whacked him. Try again, Toxam. It looks like your mic's not connected.
That's right, Mark.
We should have some elevator music
audio
when this happens. Dragonite, we gotta get some elevator music just in case.
We had the Jeopardy music queued up. Wait, no, I don't think so, man. There we go.
Yeah. Take your time,
Toxam. Looks like you're self-muted on your end, dude. You are definitely unmuted on our end. So great. Come on, fam. We all have to collectively will these mic problems to resolve themselves. Toxam, come on down.
Come on down.
Dude, it's gonna be great. Toxam, maybe you're on push to talk, man. Hit P, and that might do it. I know Tigbo is about to start making jokes.
Don't type P in the chat.
I don't. Welcome to our weekly audio troubleshooting. It's 10 hours long, the Jeopardy. Once a week, we get together to resolve audio problems, chase down members of the community who aren't here, crack jokes about hot mics, and we get a couple hundred people in the house to enjoy these situations with us.
Okay, what about now? Now?
Yo, we did it, fam.
This is awfully stupid, sorry.
It's all good, dude.
I never use the key, using the key to speak with people. All right. So yeah, I've been so fucking long, man. I used to come to every single WIP every week, every single Thursday at this hour last year. And now all of a sudden I became too busy to join here with you guys. So I'm glad to have finally come back to my home, to the WIP meetup. So,
dude, it's great to have you back, man. Lots of respect for you're obviously tremendously busy, man. Love to hear what you got going on.
I guess we have a lot going on. Probably will take a couple of weeks to keep up again with all the things we've been doing in Polygonal Mind. Basically, we are 20 people now in the team. 1 year ago, we were only 5. We've been definitely growing a lot, and all the business is through building stuff in Metaverse. So early this year, we decided to just kind of copy paste what you guys did, like go once a week somewhere in Decentraland and be recurrent into it. But Decentraland, as you know, is not so probably it doesn't have as much people building there because it's way more difficult than in CryptoVoxel. So we decided to do a meta trip, like go to 3 different places every week and, visit them, speak about them, who is building this, why is this working, getting feedback. We also speak about Decentraland, like what's going on with the DAO or what's going on with the wearables. Recently, we have a vote to the DAO to decide the price of the wearables, right? And we were speaking about it, or all the updates and stuff that we've been doing. If you don't mind, guys, I can stream a couple of videos recapping one of the most famous meta trips. We're slowly getting more people on top. The first 2 times we were only like 3 people, and a lot of people is following us, and now we have like 100 people every week. Seems like people is really getting into the central.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let me stream. Can you see this, what I'm streaming? I guess you can, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So I got a couple of videos here. Sorry for the lame for the lame video, but I didn't find anything else better. So this was one of our Decentraland meetings. Again, this is called the Meta Trip. Let me paste the link into the channel so you guys can join us. It's every Tuesday around 2 hours from here. Like it's like 7 p.m. Spain time. I'm not sure where else in the world is called like that, but it's every Tuesday, and we basically visit people, places, and see other stuff, right? So if you guys want us to visit your place, definitely contact me, send me a DM. We can hop on through your place. And this is actually very cool because one day we had this artist that just joined along, and he dragged him to. He asked him if we could go to his gallery, and we discovered this guy that he's been doing paintings in real life and then mixing them with NFTs now, and he's like making commission out of NFTs. And you discover crazy people traveling around the central, and then sometimes we have people that just follow us along because they figure out we are doing something, and they start shouting out in the central like, hey, what are you guys doing, how I can join the party, and crazy stuff that can only happen in the metaverse in a randomly way. I probably not as cool as the WIP. Guys, the WIP is way better than the Metaverse these days. But if you guys want to come in every Tuesday, you're all welcome. We can visit your land. We can talk about Decentraland, ask about anything. I usually give out some like alpha leaks about Decentraland development. We are very well connected with Decentraland, and we are working on so many stuff these days that we know some secret stuff.
Well, you're gonna have to leak some of that secret stuff today, and I'm sure Show's gonna grill you, so I'll let Show do the dirty work. But dude, I just want to say, the more metaverse events that we have in this space, the better it is for everyone that's been building, living, creating in the metaverse, whether that be CryptoVoxels, Decentraland, Somnium Space, hopefully Sandbox soon, and then all the other future blockchain-based virtual spaces and non-blockchain-based virtual spaces. So just shout out everything that you've been doing. I mean, you're one of these workhorses. You have like a million different projects, and they're all fucking awesome. So big shout out to you, and I'll pass the mic to Show to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Hey, Toxin, welcome back, man.
Hey, Show, how are you doing? Be nice with me, man.
No, I will, my brother. Oh man, it's really dope seeing you, and also having watched the progression of Polygonal Mind and all the things that you're always working on. Matthew's right. You always have something that you are bringing into fruition, and I just love it. You know, it's just super awesome, super exciting, and it's really inspiring.
Oh man, that's not hard. That's actual love.
No, serious. I mean, Polygonal Mind has always been an organization and brand that constantly innovates and pushes the technological boundaries of the space. And speaking of boundaries, I really feel that above anyone else, you would understand the limitations that we're currently dealing with in regards to Metaverse platform adoption. You know, could you please share some insight in regards to the limitations that we're dealing with and how MetaTrip is helping us get past them?
Right. One of the limitations we have, I will always speak about Decentraland. All platform has different limitations. I guess we're all today speaking about Decentraland, right? Is that right? Show, just correct me so I can properly explain about it.
Correct.
Okay. The limitation about Decentraland is that with the builder, you can build that much stuff, but you cannot tweak your land to make it really, really interesting. And if you want to do that, you need to have a background in game development, and that takes a lot of time. If anybody here who has been trying to do anything in the Decentraland, they find a barrier that they maybe need to spend or invest a month before they start to see changes or doing stuff. So you need these technical advancements, right? And not all the people can do that. And sometimes happens that when you build something and can be breaking the land of your neighbor. So if you build bad, you can actually be fucking your neighbors basically and breaking their experience, because I mean, this happened to us. We had one event and the land next to us was broken, and you just fuck it up or place, right, on our event. So we decided to just change it. But so the limitations are hard. One, because they require technical skills that not everybody has. For example, the amount of polygons or triangles that you need to have for each land is very limited. You only have 10,000 triangles. For us, that's fine. We have the experience and we know how to do it. But we found that a lot of people cannot do it. And we're finding this hiring. Actually, we are hiring a lot of different 3D artists. And usually they are to learn on Unreal Engine. And Unreal Engine and AAA games, they have thousands of triangles, just a character hand. So try to explain to a guy that for them low poly is 10,000 triangles, that they have to do a whole scene and a whole thing in that limitation that they only use into one model. So that takes time. So even if you have a super talented dude, you need to technically teach how to work in Decentraland, and it's a pain in the ass. so it takes time. So that's why how to explain. So that's why the metaverse is evolving so slow, because there's not that many people who can do that technically, and the people who can, they are already making their games, or they are already making money on something else that is not Decentraland. So they are not interested into investing into something that is not so clear. So you need to find crazy people like us that can just see the limitations and see you know what, fuck the limitation. Let's see how can I do a turnaround and make it looks good, even if we have all this thing that looks like very 19s game development in a way.
That's awesome. We also have a question from Trippy Yogi and also have a follow-up question with this. What do we need to build for DCL to enable interoperable avatars, and what are the current blockers? And also, when do you smoke weed? In the morning, the afternoon, or the evening, Toxin?
All right. So for the avatars, you can do that already on your land. I mean, we have done it with crypto avatars, and for having it natively, we're speaking with Decentraland to see how we can do it. Probably it's more about having the time to implement it, because all the platforms and all the teams from all the platforms in the metaverse, in the blockchain metaverse, have been having a avalanche of work in the last few months. The amount of work is just been insane. Probably Decentraland has been having a bottleneck of work. We have been having a bottleneck of work, and everything has been slowing down. because instead of building, we've been managing the scalability of your companies or own projects, right? So, and that takes a whole amount of time. So I guess, and my hope is by the end of this year, we will be seeing interoperable avatars in the Decentraland. I'm not sure if it's going to be what we expect. Obviously, I have an interest on it. Like I'm the founder of Crypto Avatars, right? And I run a project just based on avatars and interoperable avatars that can be everywhere. That can be on Somnium space, that can be on VRChat, Decentraland, and so on. So I believe that by the end of the year, we will see that, hopefully. I'm really glad for it because we are preparing a lot of stuff in Crypto Avatars these days. We hired a new CTO, we hired a new guy for the WebGL integrations, and we're definitely speeding up and having a proper team just for this. So it will go really good, really fast. And for the smoke weed, during the week I smoke. During the week I smoke in the evenings, or I try to smoke in the evenings, like where, I work from whenever I wake up, I plug myself into the matrix, I start working, and then around 7 p.m. I smoke a joint, and then I have like a new day, where that I can work a few more hours. That joint gives me that few more hours of work each day. And during the weekend, I just wake and bake, man. I just wanna fly.
Excellent. No, thank you again, like Brizzle said, for taking that weed question from show very, very seriously. Talk Sam, and thank you for everything that you're building and creating for all of us Metaverse citizens out here. You're doing the Lord's work, seriously.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, and make sure everyone show up to Meta Trip next Tuesday. I'll be there. Really excited to get exploring into more of these Metaverse events. But next up, we have Jeremy from Leyline back on the show. I think if you're almost there as the guest with the most appearances on the WIP. So super honored to have you here with us, sir. And whenever you're ready, please unmute and take it away.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me back again. Sorry if I'm repeating myself too much. I didn't realize I was a top repeater over here. But it's because I love this community so much. So voila. But for anybody that hasn't heard from me yet, so my name is Jeremy. I'm the founder and CEO of Leyline. And we are a non-for-profit, social impact, open source, open knowledge project. And our mission is to eradicate poverty by rewarding the people who do good in the world. So it's a pretty lofty goal, but I'll try to give some background and explain how it all works. I guess maybe to start off, give a bit of background on myself. I've been in the tech sector for about 20 years now, and I spent the last 10 years over at Blizzard Entertainment. So there I was a producer on a Battle.net team, helping to launch Overwatch, Hearthstone, Diablo 3, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2 expansions. Spent some time over in Paris in our Europe office doing digital marketing and data science and data analysis. Came back to California to join our esports department, where I helped launch the Overwatch League and a bunch of international Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm leagues. And so I had a bit of this tour of duty in the gaming industry. And what became obvious to me was that, holy crap, there is just a lot of money and energy and time and cognitive problem solving power flowing into games. And how much of that was actually going back to people on planet. And the unfortunate reality is way less than 1%. It was pitiful. And I tried to change that internally in this giant corporate machine, and failed over and over again until I finally learned that, oh man, I get it. Altruism is just not profitable. So of course these corporations are going to optimize to the bottom line, which doesn't necessarily mean doing, helping to save the planet or helping making people's lives better. So I resigned in 2020 when the pandemic hit. My mom had passed away, had a lot of deaths in the family. It was just a pretty dark time for all of us. And sold everything that I had, my house, all my physical possessions, and then poured it all into starting this organization. So here we are, and NFTs are blowing up. The community is amazing. The developers in the space are all about collaboration, so things are really starting to pick up. So I'm here to kind of share progress on how things are going. sorry, how much time do I have? I don't mean to take forever on this thing. Just so I.
No, you're good, man. Maybe like 5 minutes or so.
Okay, 5 minutes. Cool. All right. So where we are, we've we've built up an army of about 70 plus volunteers at this point working on a project. We are kind of moving out of a proof of concept into our alpha build, where we've got our NFTs minted on a Clayton blockchain now. We've got our profile in place. We are finalizing our internal marketplace, which is going to be compatible with OpenSea. And already our NFTs are already on OpenSea now. And the idea is that we're building this digital collectible NFT game where the gameplay and the way you earn your NFTs are by doing good things in the world. And specifically, if you go to our platform, we've got a number of options now, but are going to be rapidly expanding as our nonprofit partnerships continue to grow. So whether it's exercising each day and checking in, or taking care of your physical health or mental health, volunteering at a local organization, a beach cleanup or a park cleanup, or donating blood, all of these activities will earn you leyline points. You use those leyline points to claim cash value prizes in our prize pool, as well as randomized NFTs, which different rarities and different art pieces, and those represent your avatar, your companions, and your backgrounds. So these NFTs can actually be leveled up by spending leyline points and unlocking more and more assets on the NFT. And every time you actually level it up, it's going to tell that story of what did you do in the world? How did you earn this thing? Was it by donating blood or donating computing power to accelerate cancer research or climate change research? All these things are about memorializing the good that we all do together on the blockchain. It's immutable, and you carry that identity with you wherever you go in the metaverse. That's the vision that we're building right now. So what's most exciting today is we're getting a lot of pickup and support from the global community. And the exciting nonprofit partnerships that we've got running this week and next week are actually with Red Cross Botswana. So there are about 10,000 volunteers across southern and eastern Africa that are serving communities in absolute extreme poverty. We're talking about the worst kind of life you can imagine, where no access to clean water, difficulty getting food, no shelter, shanty towns. It's really awful. So our goal is, by partnering with folks that have boots on the ground there, we're going to run a charity NFT sale on OpenSea, where we've had some famous artists who've donated their NFTs arts to help run a fundraiser auction. And actually, I could link it. We've got it posted up now. We haven't kicked it off yet. Actually, you guys are the first ones that are going to hear about this publicly. And the proceeds of that, we're going to design in a number of ways. Hang on one second. So the proceeds of this auction will be split to create this win-win-win-win scenario. First and foremost, we want to celebrate the artists and their talent and their contributions. And so a portion of that the proceeds will go back to the artists. The second portion will actually go donated to the actual Red Cross organization, which will also have a distribution to specific people that are in these extreme poverty situations, get them hooked up with a smartphone, data plan, and solar battery, so they can literally start participating in digital economy, start to do good in their communities, and start to earn NFTs and cash value. And this is life-changing. A $50 gift card from our prize pool is already a year's salary for someone in an extreme condition like this. So the more we raise through this charity auction, the more we can just get money into people's hands to start to revitalize community and bring economic vitality into these regions. And then a portion of the proceeds will also go to Leyline, where we are funding our development of the platform and putting all of the excess revenue we get into the prize pool, which just continues to funnel cash into anybody's hands that's a user on a platform. So that's the whole scheme that we're putting in place. And the idea is that let's just make it rain for everybody. Let's celebrate the artists. Let's celebrate the good and the compassion acts that we do in the world. And let's start changing the whole system. This is I don't know about you guys, but I think that the current global economic system is a disaster. It is destroying our planet. It's ruining all of our lives. And we don't have to live in that kind of world anymore. This is our opportunity. So yeah, I'll pause here, and would love to answer questions or, give some more info as you need.
Amen, Jeremy. Like to everything, and making it rain for everyone is so important. I mean, we had a mini rain shower, I guess, in the WIP channel a little bit earlier. But what you're doing, you really are trying to make it rain for the whole world. It's such a laudable effort and an amazing project. But before I bloviate anymore, we'll definitely pass the mic to my dude Show so he can hit you with those hard hitting questions.
Hey, Jeremy, what's going on, man? Welcome back.
Hello. Good to see you again, Joe.
Likewise, my friend. All right, so we have a question from Lindsay with an E. They would like to know, why not have the person actually do these actions of good and not a representation of it? It feels weird to celebrate pretending to do them. Even if it does go to charity and nonprofits, it still kind of feels like something is missing there. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, yeah, maybe I hope I'm interpreting the question correctly, but the actual activity you do on a platform is a legitimate thing you have to do in a real world. So it's why we're actually setting up, like, we're this platform that connects to all these different social impact orgs, NGOs, NPOs, academic institutions. So the concept is that an act that you do on Leyline that would earn you Leyline points is verified through some proof of good. And so instead of us being arbiters of what is good, it's actually going to be the people that are doing like the super hard work on the ground and monitoring that. And so we have a number of options to do that validation. Obviously, there's like this self-reporting mechanism where you could say, hey, I did this thing, and we have our own mods going through the proof of work or proof of like a receipt or a selfie or whatever. But ultimately, it's going to be about the nonprofits where we establish an API connection. And so they've already got a database and a Red Cross of, hundreds of thousands of people. All we do is say, okay, have a person link up their Leyline account to the Red Cross account, and then boom, anytime they volunteer or take participation or donate blood, we automatically grant the points. So that proof of concept is already done because we've already done that with UC Berkeley and their open source project called BOIC, where anybody can donate their computing power on their desktop, laptop, or Android phone, and it goes towards scientific research across cancer and a whole host of diseases, and even killer asteroids. So yeah, that's one pathway that we have for establishing a data-driven connection. But for nonprofits that don't have like an amazing tech background or tech infrastructure, it could be as simple as like, hey, listen, just validate just stuff like through spreadsheets. We can help process them and then grant the points manually. But because we're also a volunteer organization and attracting student interns and other folks that just want to help, we can even allocate those engineers to help the actual nonprofit establish their API. So there's all this opportunity here, and really, it's not just about helping individuals, it's about supercharging these organizations that have been breaking their backs forever in this world, but don't really have this tech background or tech opportunity. So I hope that answers the question, because ultimately, we really want to establish this protocol of proof of good. And it's very much human-centered versus it's important that we put everything like onto the blockchain and have things algorithmically verified and trustless, but at the same time we also want to bring on people that don't necessarily have the technical expertise. But please let me know if that's considered it.
Oh yeah. Also, Jeremy, you've spoken at length, which is awesome, in regards to Leyline and your mission and all the awesome things that you provide. And I'm always left really inspired and excited each time you present here at the WIP. In regards to you and your personal journey, would you say that other people who are interested in philanthropy would have to sacrifice what you did? You mentioned that you sold your house and you cut back on a bunch of things in order to follow completely through on this idea and this passion that you have for philanthropy. Would you say that other people who are interested in this sector need to follow the same route, or
I would highly recommend not to do what I did, because it was an absolute nightmare and a slog. And I learned the hard way. And I think there's a few key things here. One is in terms of approaching the philanthropy sector, I think the vision is that we don't want to make it so hard for entrepreneurs to get started here. Like, I would love it if like my story is the last story ever on someone having to sacrifice to make this work. It's just actually so hard to be an entrepreneur now because there isn't some safety net or foundation if there's a failure. The programs set up for new businesses are really difficult because all the subsidies are going to giant corporations like Amazon. So it's we've created this system where it's difficult for people to take risks. And what I think is happening now with the blockchain space and NFTs and generating income through farming and investing and in fact playing games like play to earn is like now a new paradigm. I think we're going to be in a world where people can create their own brands. They have the access to the platforms. There's incredible leverage through social and through the internet. So you can actually establish something quite small very quickly, and you could be earning passive income across multiple platforms, including Leyline, but there's many more out there that we layer on top of. So you're now able to kind of have a stable lifestyle by earning passively and then pursuing your passion and what you believe in. And I do believe that going forward, the businesses that will be successful have to be purpose-driven. They have to be tied to some kind of improvement and some way to make the world a better place. Because if you don't, then you're just kind of moving along the same kind of corporate paradigm that's really messed up our economy and messed up our global system. So I think tying in intrinsic real-world value. Sorry, guys, for all the background noise. I'm stuck in a hotel room right now. I think that's actually essential to any business that you want to start. And our goal is to make everybody rich so that you can pursue those dreams and pursue those philanthropic goals. Because once you eradicate poverty, think of the human potential that you unlock on a planet. By living in a mindset of scarcity, you actually are functionally losing about 13 IQ points because you're stressed about trying to get food on a table or get a roof over your head. But when that unlocks, it makes you more empathic, more compassionate. It makes you think beyond your personal needs and now think about the needs of others. So when we make everybody rich and eradicate poverty, we're talking about at least 2.5 billion more people on a planet that can actually do more good, that can help innovate and be more creative, be more philanthropic, to create more art and music, and also earn money so that they can spend to buy other people's artwork and music. So we can build a really beautiful world here if we pull this off correctly. And we can only do it together. I think this whole paradigm of like crushing your competition and being the only winner is not going to work anymore, because a blockchain world is all about collaboration, making your stuff compatible and open so others can benefit from that. And by doing that, it actually brings more people to your product and your NFTs have more utility. So sorry, I'm rambling now at this point, but I'm just a big believer in what future we can make for ourselves, and we can do it together. I really believe it.
For sure. Jeremy, thank you so much for coming back. Yeah, mic drop moment right there. But thank you for coming again, teaching us everything that you're doing. I feel like there's a lot of people who want to continue the conversation. So yeah, please feel free, folks, to keep chatting with Jeremy in the WIP channel. But yeah, thank you again for speaking at the WIP once again, Jeremy.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'll drop some links. Like, we're working on the OpenSea collection right now. We've got our Discord server as well. Happy to bring folks in. We reward XP and Leyline points for doing it in there as well. We've got the link over to our Leyline platform. Thank you again. I'm so honored to be here. I love this community, and have an awesome day, everybody.
Cheers. And now we have Rara up on deck. We have MetaMick with us and Lawson. So boys, whenever you're ready, unmute yourselves. Tell us what you're cooking up at Rara and hit us with that social auction goodness.
What's up? What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hey guys. Worst nightmare, my avatar's nude. My wife and I went on a CryptoVoxels date like a month ago, and we were supposed to be going to find like swag and clothes, and we just got so distracted by like cool shit we were seeing that we never did that. And I like 5 minutes before this event, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be in CryptoVoxels, and I literally have no clothes. It's like the nightmare from high school, right?
Don't worry, we'll clothe you later.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Lawson, I'm a Lawson at Rah. And we got Mick up here, MetaMick as well. And we are Rah Social. We are working on what we call a social crypto experience platform. And what we mean by that is we're essentially trying to find opportunities for people to engage and connect in and around the social crypto space. Today, that's predominantly like personal tokens and NFTs and community tokens and these kind of awesome like metaverses that that TokenSmart have. And so what we built is a really cool tool that we'd love for all of you to check out. I'm actually going to share my screen as well, just so it's helpful for people who want to join. But if you're in the WIP channel, type the words launch Rah, one word. And you should get a DM from the Rah bot. Open that bad boy up on Chrome if you can. Cool. So as everybody's kind of opening up and launching Rah, what you're doing is you're basically connecting into the Rah app with your preferably your Web3 wallet. MetaMask should work well. If you just kind of want to test it out, you can also just put in your email and create an email-based wallet with Fortmatic on the back end. And so what we're working on again today is this idea starting off for the social crypto experience platform is what we call social NFT auctions. And so as everybody's kind of setting up, you'll start to see after you've connected your wallet and logged in with your wallet, it will basically say waiting for next auction. And Mick, feel free when you're ready to hit it.
It's off.
It's off. Yeah. So with Rah, anybody in any Discord or Telegram community at any time can throw an auction. And the way you do that is you type the word start auction, one word, and then you drop a link to an OpenSea NFT. And the way bidding works is all the bidding actually happens off chain, with the final winner being presented with a transaction to sign. And all bids are settled in WETH. And what's happening on the back end is we're actually sending an offer to OpenSea for, in this case, Mick. Mick made this awesome collab token to accept. Maybe Mick, you want to tell me about this collab token? It looks pretty sick while we're at it.
Yeah, let's do it. So whenever we do a collab event with another community, we usually do a collab token like such as this one, and it's really kind of the same blueprint, but always the colors are changing based on the colors of the company that we're collabing with. So in this case, WIP has got such a cool logo. I want to hear all about it later. And so the token itself changes color based on the WIP colors. So pretty sick. And it's got a bit of kind of TV effect.
I'm digging the TV effect. That's the first time you did that. Mick does a lot of our designs, and I feel like they keep going further down the design acid rabbit hole, which I love. So this is super cool. So everybody who's bidding, we got Dragon Nate right now at 0.08 WETH. And as you can kind of tell, this kind of what we're trying to do is we're trying to amplify the experience of auctions inside of Telegram and Discord communities. Today, these auctions are on these beautiful white websites, and they're great call to action buttons, and they get people to bid, and they've done a great job like making artists money. But the reality is, it's like not very, it's not very social. Like the beginning and the ending of the social experience is liking with a Web 2.0 heart, or following the artist, or if you're bidding, most of the bids are 0x addresses. Occasionally, you'll see a .eth address or something like that. And so what we created for the TokenSmarts of the world is the ability to throw these auctions directly in the community, so people can meme and GIF and talk and hear the artist up on the stage. And with the Rah app, find ways to signal you like something with crypto tools without actually having to buy it. So a few of you have already hit it, but don't be afraid. There's with the Rah app, there's ways to earn and spend Rahs. Today, Rahs are funny money, but this is crypto. It's going to be a token and eventually our protocol. So don't be afraid to hit those bad boys. RAs are essentially a way for you to say, I like something that I may not be buying. We like to say, 1% of the world are going to own NFTs. 3 to 5 people in the room are going to bid on this NFT. Right now, we're at 0.09 WETH as a bidder, but we got 131 RAs. And so everyone else in the crowd, this is essentially, we're playing around with ways to kind of get people involved. And so just briefly, while that's going on, I kind of want to show y'all where we're going. Because as you can tell, this UI is pretty basic. It's kind of a proof of concept UI. But we're about to ramp it up. So can everybody see the mock-up screen now? Just make sure it gets full screen.
Yeah, we got you.
Cool. So with our the new app, kind of the biggest thing that's going to happen is we're going to be able to embed the chat from Telegram and Discord directly in the web app. So TokenSmart's chat when an auction is ongoing in TokenSmart would show up right here. So all of the activity that's happening in the WIP channel right now where the auction's occurring would be right here. People throwing the auction in TokenSmart could drop a link on Twitter. People could land on this page and they'd see kind of a grayed out version of the chat. And if they wanted to, they'd be able to actually join the WIP and join the community. Otherwise, they could bid as well. And so we're really kind of amping up, trying to bring this cohesive experience rather than having to have Discord open and the app open. We're going to bring it all into one spot. And then, again, as mentioned, you'll be able to see artists, you'll be able to see ongoing auctions, the communities, and for the people bidding and Ryan, we're playing around with cool ways to kind of show that kind of like the SoundCloud comments when the music's kind of playing, you see different people comment in different areas. We're going to play around with doing that as well, both with bidders and the people who are Ryan. And so, yeah, so that's rah-rah. That's where we're heading. It's probably a good time, Mick, if you want to maybe start the countdown. Again, anybody at any time can throw an auction by typing the word start auction, one word, and then dropping the link to the OpenSea NFT. And then once you start that auction, you are the auctioneer. You're kind of the only one that's going to be able to close that bad boy down. And so the way it works is we start a 30-second timer. And if anybody bids within that 30 seconds, Matthew, you may win this thing, 0.1 WETH. This is rare. People, you want this. If someone would hit that bid button before it ends, it would add 30 more seconds. Matthew and G, man, congrats. Matthew on his side is able to sign a transaction, which is broadcast to Mick to accept that. You will need WETH in your wallet to get that, Matthew. Make sure to put some WETH in your wallet to get it. But that bad boy is sold. Congratulations. Yeah. So Mick, what did I miss? I think that's everything, right?
Yeah. Well said. Maybe we should open it up to the questions. I know the TokenSmart community has been very welcoming, and I know a lot of you have seen you before, so good to see you guys again.
Yeah, we did.
Any questions?
The comedy one yesterday.
Yeah, big comic card yesterday. Yeah. For sales, good stuff.
Cool. So, just to kind of follow up a little bit again on the RAs, the RAs currently follow the art, but those RAs in the future will basically be representative of cash flow that the art owner can claim. And so, again, for people who sell with RAs, there's all sorts of ways to be earning RAs right now. Auctioneers earn RAs, highest bidder earn RAs, along with people who are wrong as well. And don't be afraid to spend those. Rah-Rah is definitely going to incentivize spenders over hodlers when our eventual token comes out. This has been fun. Why is it called Rah-Rah? I can answer that one. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump into questions. So Rah-Rah phonetically is a cheer. And so again, what we're working on with Rah, Lindsay, is we want to enable fans and the crowd to be involved in crypto social experiences. Not everybody can buy the NFT, and frankly, the NFTs are generally owned by one person or maybe a DAO. And so, what we want to do is be able to give other people ways to be involved. And in the context of Rah, they're cheering. Before it was cheerleading, I think Rah was probably like a chant. But yeah, it definitely is a cheer, exactly.
We're getting some more questions here. I logged in Rah via email, so what's next? Just tuning in. Yeah, so there's two ways of logging in. One is via MetaMask, and the other one is through your email. You just have to go to your email, click the link, and that will give you access to your wallet. There's no password. It's a passwordless login.
Yeah. If you're creating a wallet with your email, you need to verify the link sent to your email. And then once you do that, you should be in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We also got a couple of questions from Marty McFly. He would like to know, are there any issues with people not having the WETH in their wallet? Is it possible that somebody may miss out to another bidder who doesn't really even want it?
Yeah, so I think if I understand the question correctly, like if you don't have WETH in your wallet, that's okay. These are really trust-based auctions. You're throwing an auction inside a community where you kind of sort of know the crowd, and we consider that kind of an auctioneer problem. And so the communities, especially the communities like Aga and other ones that are throwing lots of auctions, if you don't settle, they generally boot you out of the community. But the way it works, and the reason we do it off chain, is to speed it up and reduce gas issues. So anybody can bid without having WETH in their wallet, but the final winner is the one who needs to put WETH in their wallet to settle. And why WETH is required? Basically, you need ERC20s to interact with OpenSea. They can't do it just with ETH. And so that's why WETH is the primary thing. And whether you realize it or not, on OpenSea is they wrap it in the transaction if you're buying something there. And so right now you need to kind of get that separately in your wallet. But yeah, we do understand that's WETH is always fun. Not everybody not everybody's wrapped ETH or purchased WETH before.
Yeah, I agree. We also have a two-part question from Easy in Crypto and Paradox. They would like to know, does winning the auction mean the piece is yours, or does the owner need to still accept the offer? What happens if the winning bidder defaults on the payment?
Yeah, winning bidder is just an offer sent to OpenSea. So the seller, Mick in this case, on OpenSea just accepts the offer. That NFT is sitting there, and so he just opens up the OpenSea platform to accept the author. If the bidder doesn't settle, again, with the Rah system, we can actually see who the secondary bidder was, the one right after, and you can follow up with them if you wanted to settle. But right now, that does happen off chain. Sorry, not off chain, outside of the app.
So like I just made sure that my account was funded with WETH, right? I submitted it, so now MetaMic needs to approve it, right?
Yep. Yeah. Once he approves it, it'll show up in your wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing it right now, actually, as we speak.
Cool.
And gas fees are low, guys. Go spend your WETH.
Yeah, for people that want to do this in the future, I think probably the most important thing is making sure that people that participate have the appropriate token, whatever, if you're using WETH or ETH or whatever, having that and making sure people know their wallets are funded so they can avoid sort of what just happened to me, using a new MetaMask address and having to fund it with WETH instead of ETH. But other than that, this is super, super fun.
Yeah, and we're pumped about it. It's been kind of fun to get it out there. It's currently in 11 communities. We've had about 250 auctions so far, and I think our alpha raw launch week was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So it's been pretty cool to kind of see it grow. One of the things that we're kind of heading to next is giving each community a kind of a dedicated space. And so in the future, TokenSmart could have a channel just available for auctions if they wanted to, with the bot kind of managing that for them. Cool. This has been fun. We're RahRah Social, so the domain is rahrah.social. Our community is rahrah.house. For all the emoji lovers out there, or emoji domain lovers, we have that derelicthouse.fm. That'll take you directly to the server. Mick, feel free to drop a link to the website of the server as well. We're regularly kind of testing and trying to get people to get feedback. So if you're down with this and you love this, you got a community, you want to talk to us about us, feel free to join the server. Would love to kind of hear your feedback.
Love it. Thank you, boys, for coming through, and cheers on the amazing demo. I think a lot of people's eyes are opened as they're seeing the bidding go back and forth in the Discord chat, as well as like the RAWs and all of that. So there's so many different interesting vectors of participation.
Yeah, it's just so much cooler. Like the websites are great, but it's just so sterile compared to what's really possible with like Telegram and Discord being involved.
100%.
And so we're super stoked about that. And honestly, we keep ideating. We're trying to figure out like, what if we could like bring like crypto voxels in that app as well? Have the chat on the right, have crypto voxels in there as well. There's just so much else that can be done just to kind of amplify what's great about each of these platforms.
100%. If anyone else has any questions or comments or love to share with the RAW crew, make sure you tag them here. But with that, thank you, boys, for taking the time to join us at the WIP. And yeah, keep on creating.
Yeah, thanks.
Amazing. Thank you, Matthew. Thanks, Russell. Thanks, TokenSmart.
Hell yeah. Cool. So I'll pass the mic to my dude Rizzle, who will take us into the afties with Show.
All right, I think no, I'm here. So I think we're gonna head up to the bar. I'm up there by the second floor. If you guys can hear me, I'll drop the CV link. Why don't you guys pop in World, and while Show, or I'm sorry, I think I'm getting it backwards. Paradox, dude, did you want everyone up on stage first to take a snapshot, center stage, and then we go up to the bar? All right, cool.
Cool.
Do not follow me. Go in the opposite direction.
Everybody on the stage. Now, Dragonate is going to do the honors of playing a track which is 55 seconds. So as soon as that music is done, everybody straight up to the bar. In the meantime, I'm going to get some video. So take it away, Dragonate. Amazing. Cheers, guys. To the bar for the afties.
Wait, hang on. I probably got to say something first. We probably got some updates or something. Things are going on in TokenSmart. I think I got everything. We got the Cypher at 6 o'clock. We got Bullish or Bearish 7:30. We got Jack's Hideaway at 9, but I think it's more like 9:30. These are all Eastern times, by the way. Check the events calendar. Check the Twitter account to stay current on all the things. Lots of dope stuff coming up tomorrow. Let's see. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Anybody We did the thing. We're going to the bar. Big shout out to all the speakers today. We probably have some updates. Thanks. Right. Busy smoking weed over here, y'all. Big shout out to all the speakers. We did find Russ, but he's on probation. We're not letting him back yet. He's got to, make it up to us in some way before we let him back on stage for his public apology tour. Shout out to Russ. We do love Russ, sort of. Shout out to the speakers. I think that's everything. Let's head to the bar. Let's do it, y'all. Show. Yeah, man, beware. He might be looking around the corner over the side of the amphitheater, poking his head in.
Hey, y'all. Hey, WIP fam. Hey. WIP fam, you know when my voice is this low, that's your cue. That's your cue to scroll over to my name in the voice channel, right click it, and there's a thing there. There should be a toggle. You can toggle the amplitude of my voice down just a smidge, just a tad. Don't listen to Dragonate. Listen to me. Listen to this voice that's talking to you. Yeah. Look at Pixels, right? No, don't do it, Pixels. Just don't do that GIF that Pixel just posted. Me and Pixels are supposed to be friends. I don't know what's going on, but you can adjust it, or you can adjust your headphones, your speakers, or however else you're consuming this awesome product that we call the WIP right now. Because I'm about to do the thing. I'm about to do the thing. I love you too, Pixels. I'm about to do the thing that we do, because we do all the things. We do all the things. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, WIP fam. WIP fam. We do all the things together because there are things that need to be done with all of us, WIP fam. Are you awake? I can't do this if you're sleeping. I need 4 hands to carry this bed out of the room. I can't fold all these towels by myself, WIP fam. Are you awake? Are you asleep? God damn it. Stop being lazy. Wake your ass up. Wake up or I'll pull these sheets off of you because it is cold in this air-conditioned room that we call the TokenSmart Discord server. This room that we call the WIP channel inside of the TokenSmart WIP server. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is where you're at right now. Hey, y'all. Hey. Ryan Sean Adams of Bankless Podcast fame has said last week that millennials built this entire thing as a big fuck you to generations that hamstrung us with debt and subjective opportunities, and that it's up to Gen Z to really take the keys of this car that we call crypto, that our parents refused to get us on our 18th birthdays, and drive it off as many cliffs as possible until there are no more cliffs but a pure moon to actually drive to, WIP fam. Actually, that middle and last part is my insight and my opinion. But he did say that it's up to Gen Z to help us with it all. Because these millennials are kicking ass. These millennials like Jeremy from Leyline are kicking ass. And recently, right, follow me here, and recently a member of Gen Z, this is very important for you to pay attention to, right? A member of Gen Z, a child prodigy from Goa, India, who is 13 years old, named Gajesh Naik, created a $7 million protocol on Polygon, affectionately known as Polygaj. It is somewhat of a clone of Goose Financial, but it is unique because it was created by a 13 fucking year old child with mentors who just so happen to be the C-suite execs at Matic, now known as Polygon. We got a homegrown super crypto baby, and it leaves you and me and us, WIP fam, insecure and doubtful of our own exploits in this space as millennials. With this, and I'm gonna leave you with this one question. WIP fam, I want you to look in the mirror. Go run to your bathroom. Go run to your parents' room and look in their big ass mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to ask yourself this before we launch into the appies, because this is the intro. Goddammit, what the fuck were you doing at 13 years old, and why wasn't your laundry folded? Welcome to the appies, y'all. This is the segment of the WIP where we just had 3 awesome presenters, teams, project leads, C-suite execs tell you their awesome fucking projects that they work on day in, day out, like Toxam, high as shit, which is why I asked him that question, because he's so productive and he's high off his ass all the time. Y'all, this is the segment of the WIP where instead of you running off and talking about these dope-ass things you just heard about, philanthropy and auctions and crazy shit that I don't understand because maybe I need to be 13 years old to understand it, you can talk about it here with us, with your family. Talk about it here with us, man. Don't run off, man. Talk about these awesome things with the people you just consumed this product with. Remember going off to the movies with your friends and you talk about it afters when you talk about it afters. You talk about it afters at the afties, right? It's pluralized. Talk about it while you're eating pizza and you're drinking soda. Remember soda, y'all? Remember being a millennial? What happened to the movies? This is like the WIP, man. We're in an amphitheater right now. We're at the bar, kicking it, chilling, kicking back, you know? Like all the West Coasters say, you know, instead of you running off, this is the portion where you share your opinions. You have to phrase it in the form of a hot take or an opinion. Super simple, super basic. The formula works, motherfucker. The formula works. We don't have to break something that doesn't need to be fixed, right? I want to hear your opinions in the form of a hot take or an opinion. If you have a question, phrase it rhetorically and put some bass behind it. Make it seem like you know what you're saying. You know why? Because I'm the loudest voice in the room. I am the dumbest voice in the room, purposefully being dumb in order to goad you into talking about your feelings because your therapist is overpaid while I'm here for free listening to your ass, right? Because millennials have problems and you have no one to talk to about it, right? So welcome to the Appies, y'all. First up, here's my first hot take, inspired from MetaTrip, inspired by my friend, my buddy, my pal, Toxam from Polygonal Mind, right? They have 1,000 people working on the team now. God damn it, I remember when it was only 5 people and Toxam does not sleep and he's working day in and day out, right? Now he can sleep, going into weed comas. Shout out to Toxam. All right. But this is not in relation to that particular project. I'm going to speak about the bigger elephant in the room. Right. Here's my hot take. We inherently know the potential of having the metaverse platform succeed. Right. That's why we're here. We know the power that exists within having 3D worlds that have legit real world interoperable applications. Last year, all of us here, all the OGs, shout out to the OG crypto heads, you know, last year we thought that we were just early. But the truth, right, in 2021 compared to 2020 is that the thing that we really need, right, the platform that is necessary has not been built yet. Each of the current platforms have a number of limitations. And honestly speaking, shout out to Eloh during the pre-party. Shout out to Trippy for inviting Eloh to shill Somnium space because I feel otherwise right now, right? The platform that is necessary has not been built yet. Each of the current platforms have a number of limitations and there is no end in sight to them. I don't think that we will have a fully operational metaversal platform that exceeds our expectations, that checks all the boxes and allows us to live and thrive inside of them in the future, y'all. The actual real world simulation will end first before we have a fucking metaverse platform that we want to fucking exist in 24/7. God damn it. Thoughts, y'all. This isn't lukewarm, man. All of this shit sucks. Thoughts.
We want it all. We want it all. Give it to me.
Easy, are you a glutton for punishment? Or do you have high expectations?
I got high expectations. I don't know if they're as high as Talk Sam in the morning, but they are high. The bar is set. I'm still waiting for interoperability between the worlds and to be able to just freely do what I want. You know, we need to have like public spaces where people can come in, throw up some art, share their stuff. That's another goal that I think would make metaverses more friendly so non-land owners can participate more in sharing.
It's not about free. It's about good. At this point, 2021, it's about good. You know, my accounts have been bombarded by these fucking low-balling bot accounts on OpenSea looking to get all my land parcels, and the offers are so disrespectful. I'm like, you're coming in late and you're lowballing, but then in my heart, I'm like, I can't defend the fact that maybe I should sell at this dumbass price, right? Because these platforms are not doing what I expected them to do. My dreams have not been fulfilled. So maybe I should sell it for pennies on the damn proverbial USDC. Maybe I should, you know, because I'm thinking we're supposed to be selling in the six figures in Sandbox on DCL, but it's not there. Toxam just said that he's doing meta trips only in DCL, but there's not enough people. But then when they see somebody, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to see somebody!" Oh my god, and they're crazy. They've been isolated for so long in DCL that they're crazy. And then there's ghost landowners shooting down things. That's why BB Studios was so traumatized, sharing his psychoses during the previous WIP, yelling and screaming because Russ Franky is lost too. Russ was lost in DCL and he couldn't find his way back, y'all. That's what the fuck happened. We need a metaverse platform that can find Russ Franky, right? That will accommodate BB Studios' dream. I just pluralized studios. You notice what I just did, motherfuckers? And can allow me to not sell my shit for pennies on the USDC or DAI. I'm in the DAI more so than the Circle fucking coin. Thoughts, yo?
Don't feed the bots.
Don't feed what bots? What bots?
Those damn bots that send the low ass offers on the OpenSea for everything, especially CryptoVoxels parcels or apes or anything that's hot.
I bet you some of them aren't even bots. They're just people hoping that you're going to make a mistake or, I don't know, be extremely generous and basically give away something that you spent a crap ton of money on.
Could be people, but I have a feeling since I get the same offers every day, multiple times on, you know, a variety of items,
from the same
super
people.
lowball offers. Could be same people, but wouldn't it be easier just to make a bot that scrolls through and like makes offers on certain
I meant same
items?
account, sorry.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
Whose voice was that was talking that was making all that sense? Aside from Easy's, whose voice was that?
Dragonate. Hi.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hi.
You. I mean, you know, if you were early to the party like most of us, right, and you got land for cheap, and then ETH shot up. You know the prices of these things. We're all making a profit if we sell, but we're expecting more of a profit. I just flipped some land because I tried to ape into the wrong ape. I tried to ape into the fucking final hollow pack drop for NBA Top Shot, but they have this crazy fucking collector score thing that's been pissing me off. I tried to ape into that. I'm trying to sell and liquidate other things. Dragonate, I need a bot that helps me ape up. Thoughts?
Yeah, if you want, well, okay, I don't know how to make any bots, but if you want, I can DM you with all the random stuff that I find that you can possibly ape into. But I agree that freaking collector score is a little bit of a shitty piss off. I think there are better ways to determine. Yeah, I think there are much better ways to determine when the validity of someone's. Sorry, I'm just looking at Megal's GIF that he posted there. Monkey in his undies. I think there are much better ways to determine the validity and legitimacy of an account rather than how much money they have spent. Because they can't. We're talking about bots here. Can't bots just create an account, a single account that just spends a shit ton of money, and then it's like, oh look, high collector score. Not really.
Yep. I am not at the points for the collector score, although those Fruit of the Looms and that Magal gift should give him some points.
Just like my sex life with this collector score, I came so close, but I missed the bullseye. So now it's all like I just splurged all over the place, and I'm livid. Dragonate, could you send a DM to the leadership team at Top Shot? Even though I know most of them and I love them, I consider most of them family. And still, this is a very sensitive subject. We need a metaversal platform that exceeds expectations, so I'm not forced to splurge all over the place and try to recoup with a cup. And I'm missing all the drops because they're splurged all over the place, like my sex life. God damn it!
If you really want me to, yeah, I'll send them a DM. I'll send them a DM and tell them their collector score shit is shitty. And
can you also
figure
add
out a
in
different damn way?
Can you also add in to make sure the emails get on time? I missed my pack drop the other day, and I'm super butthurt over that.
Yeah, definitely.
Where is Carolina Duh? I need somebody responsible who knows how to like track things. I trust her brain. She's super smart. She knows, she pays attention to shit. Like the emails are dropping. Like I need a metaversal platform that's responsible like Carolina Duh. What I don't know what to do anymore, man. I don't know what to do. Right? Well, where's Toxam? I feel like I took all the edibles like Toxam, and I'm just instead of, what's the opposite of productive? Whatever that is, that's me and my ideas for a metaversal platform, because it's been a year. Rizzle, it's been a year. Like, dude, where are we at? With Crypto Voxels, where are we at? Where are we at with Somnium? What is, dude, I mean, I'm saying, thoughts, y'all. Thoughts. Am I justified in my irateness? Am I justified, Carrie Dad? Carrie Dad said that so. Carrie Dad, am I justified in my feelings, Tobaz?
Dude, I think so. It's all centralized stuff masquerading as decentralized stuff and throwing around buzzwords like metaverse, even though everyone's trying to. Crypto Voxels actually does like a fairly decent job of like keeping it open, but it's also the jankiest one of them all, man. It feels like we're in like James Bond, Nintendo 64, 2001. But it is the most accessible and like somewhat endearing and, open of them all. But I agree, man. It's hard to argue with your point.
Whose voice was that? Who's this guy? Who's this just talking?
The one and only Rizzle.
If you don't know.
What?
Now you know.
Who was that making sense? God damn, this is the Athletes where I'm totally irrational 24/7. I can't hear or make sense. I don't have enough minutes.
You should have a drink before coming here so that you're making more sense.
It was the force feeder of voxel pets.
Maybe I don't have enough minutes in my day to pay attention to the dopest fucking community in the crypto space. Maybe I need 60 of these minutes. And if I did, or if somebody else had the fucking wherewithal to pay attention to the dopest community in the crypto space, maybe their 60 minutes would be fucking valuable. Maybe their 60 minutes ain't valuable for shit. I'm not wasting 60 minutes to watch whatever the fuck is going to happen on 60 minutes. I'll tell you that. Moving
I don't
on.
think we need 60 minutes.
Moving on. Leyline. Shout out to Jeremy. Oh man. Shout out to Jeremy. This is inspired by philanthropy and all the talk about Red Cross. OMG. If we were in the crypto space and we make about 50% APR or about 10,000% APY, we should also, if we are in it, and many people do that, right? We should also be able to donate to crypto charities of our choice and have that same flexibility to deduct from our taxes, so we pay no taxes. We pay no taxes and we don't watch 60 minutes. Because 60 minutes ain't paying attention to us. Thoughts? Just in case, y'all, if you misunderstood my original shot at 60 minutes for trying to act like they don't fucking pay attention to TokenSmart, I just made that a little bit more succinct for you. Thoughts?
Like I said, we don't need 60 minutes.
I don't need 60 minutes in the bed, man. I need a strong 5. Who needs 60 minutes in the bedroom? I have a strong 3. I'll show you a pump and dump 60 minutes. Thoughts? Speaking of dumps, charities. Dumping in charities so I get a tax write-off like Mackenzie. What's her name? Who's Jeff Bezos' wife? Mackenzie Phillips? What's her name? Thank you, Jax. Jax Hideaway. I'll give you a strong 61 minutes because I love you. That extra minute is a wink, nudge between me and you, right? You play all the jazz in the bedroom. Talk about bedroom music. 61 minutes. That extra 1 minute. Thoughts, y'all. Thoughts. Jeff Bezos' wife just donated 1.2. I don't know. It was over $1 billion to charity. I want to do the same thing in the crypto space, right? I want to donate $1 billion to Leyline, right? And get a tax write-off because I don't want to pay taxes. Yeah, Tig? Yeah, Hidden Forces? Oh, wait, Rami, I'm going to get to Mark Cuban in a second. Don't hold on. Don't touch that dial. Listen, don't come on strong. Don't come too fast. All right. I'm going to get some Mark Cuban. I'm going to talk about Mark Cuban in the bedroom. Thoughts, y'all? Charities. Billions of dollars in the real world. In the crypto space, I want to know where my money's going so I get a tax write-off. And crypto-wise, you know. Thoughts. I'm drinking from Trader Joe's organic King coconut water from a juice box because I am feeling charged up and livid. Thoughts, y'all. Musashi, don't type a big ass paragraph. Hop in the voice channel. You think I can read all of that? Dude, I read at a 3rd grade level, but yet I'm in the crypto space handling decimal points. You expect I just told you I'm drinking from a juice box. How old do you think I am? I'm trying to be like Gajesh Nishak. I'm trying to be a 13-year-old prodigy. I'm trying to relive my I'm trying to relive my life and right all my wrongs. Because apparently I wasn't doing the fucking right thing. I didn't make the right friends at 13 years old. Should have been creating protocols instead of putting mirrors at the tips of my shoes and looking up skirts and shit. Thoughts? Charities. You know what your silence means? Each and every single one of you who's silent about giving back, about donating to charity, about taking part in philanthropy, right? What's that called? Greenspan? Greenpeace? Red Cross, Blue Shield, right? What are the other things? Your silence is the same thing that happens in the real world, and that's why we don't heal the world and make it a better place like Michael Jackson. Your silence means you're complicit. Your silence means you're complicit. It's all your fault.
Or we're working on a tweet or something. But yeah, don't be complicit. Save the world.
Says the guy who's being complicit.
Armchair activism, armchair philanthropy. Armchair philanthropy is the same thing as like Chrissy Teigen or something. I don't know. I'm just random shots. Your silence isn't golden. It's complicity. But you know what else you're complicit on? Auctions. Moving on. Rah social. Thank God MetaMick just left because I'm gonna talk a bunch of shit. No, I'm kidding. This was inspired by Rah social. I'm gonna talk about a bigger thing here, right? You know, if you've been here for a while, and if you've lost a considerable amount of money like I did, I wish if there was an auction, if there was a Dutch auction on just getting a collector score, I probably would have had a higher collector score. If there was an English auction, I wouldn't have that's what it feels like. The NBA Top Shot collector score feels like an English auction, and people are upbidding just to fuck with you, just to drain you dry. But if you've been in the space long enough, you've lost and you've won. It's risky, right? You're putting all your eggs into the proverbial basket, hoping to get a bunch of triplets, right? Like Mark Cuban, a maverick, both in the real world and also in the crypto space. Mark Cuban lost out big time, right? He took a shot. He made an offer, right, in the form of trying to get a piece of some pie, and he got no pie. He got 0 pie, to be specific. And then he made a phone call to the government saying, hey, man, this shit that I've been championing for weeks, I fucking lost finally. This shit needs this shit needs rules. This shit needs regulations. This shit needs an arbitrary collector score account. Because when I want to bid, I want to know that I get my money back. I need it to be like pulled together and get my shit back. My hot take is auctions have left bad taste in the mouths of many people who have been in the space for years. Such auctions only work if there is low interest in the thing, but high value, low interest amongst people, so you have less people to participate, but high value on the collectible of choice. And English auctions just suck because they can be gamed. They can be gamified. Mark Cuban was outgamed just like the Mavericks lost, right? His team lost. I can't get a Luka Doncic fucking hollow, right, during the hollow drop in about an hour, right, because of this damn collector score. We love the thrill, but do we need them? Do we need a collector score? Do we need auctions? Thoughts, y'all. A lot of words, yeah?
Collector score could be used in some other way, gamifying, not just to limit people if they haven't hit that score for getting the drops.
Thoughts? Thoughts, y'all? I'm pretty sure, right, the finer points of a Dutch auction and an English auction may be beyond everyone else's comprehension. I am the stupidest person in this room, but I comprehend these things. What I don't comprehend is how I can spend $2,000 to $3,000 on moments on Top Shot that I don't want and only get 250 points on my collector score.
Because they want people to spend more frickin' money so that they can get a higher collector score so that they can spend more money. They just want more money in the system.
Basically, they'll break your knees if you don't score up and buy more.
Break your knees with freaking collector score numbers.
Easy, can you help me break some knees? Can we do like Mark Cuban? Can we create a flagrant foul? Can we call the government and say that we need regulations on the collector score, even though I love Top Shot, but still I'm livid. I'm gonna miss this shit. I need to break some knees, damn it. Some torn ACLs like in basketball.
We need to be in that like billionaire range to make the call.
This is the crypto space. We're all crypto billionaires, no?
True.
No?
It's up to Dragonate and his DMs, I think.
I keep getting these DMs from random people. Sorry, say that again?
Tell me what you want me to say to them.
Well,
I don't have the words. I don't have the words.
Let them know collector scores are hurting the non-rich collectors, and use those scores for something else. Also make sure they email Easy and Crypto when that's time for picking up my packs.
I don't have the words or the numbers, apparently, to meet the mark, to meet my match, to meet my maker. And on the collector score thing. I don't have the numbers. I don't have the numbers, y'all. What am I supposed to do? Right? So what if I make an offer on an auction, right? And I don't have the numbers? Your silence means that you don't have the numbers too. Look at your wallet.
Why can't we just like edit the HTML page and just, put in whatever number we want there and then just have that be the number, That seems like a good way to fix it, no?
I'm down.
Can we right click and inspect the NBA Top Shot website? Can we right click and inspect applications like Rah Social and tweak the numbers so we get all the drops?
I mean, hey,
if we could
do that, that would be freaking amazing, but it would be extremely low security and it would just end up completely destroying and crashing everything like that.
Better a crash than a foul, which is what this is, which is what Mark Cuban is doing, complaining about the DeFi space needing regulations after him losing out on an investment, which is something that is part of this whole thing. Auctions are a way of life. Auctions are how I conduct myself in the real world.
I think Mark Cuban needs to learn how to make lemonade from rotten cheese and stop crying, asking for, the government to step in.
What genius individual did you copy that phrase from? Easy. You can't copy things from other people.
Hey, I was part of that shit. I swear it.
I can't copy my collector score and paste it. We can't copy awesome phrases from other people and utilize it when the time is right. We got to be original around here. Yeah. I wish I could. I wish I could copy and paste my offers on auctions. If that's the case, I would win all of them. But you know what? You know who's not winning? Everyone who doesn't have 7,500 on the collector score in order to get a fucking rare hollow on NBA Top Shot or any of these auctions in the future, y'all. Learn the space, y'all. Learn the space, and we can make awesome things happen together. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. Thank you, everyone, for coming through to the Afties. Thank you for coming through to the WIP on behalf of the WIP crew and everybody else here. Much love. Shout out to the leadership team here in the TokenSmart server. Please pay attention to the weekly calendar. We got awesome things coming up. I believe Cypher and Jack's Hideaway today. Thank you to each and every single one of you for hanging out. Much love and peace.
Peace, love, and whipsy, y'all. See ya in 1 hour, 20 minutes at the Cypher right here. We got exciting stuff happening today. Gonna be some fun.